In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Over 6 days, he shaped light, sky, land, sea, and all living things. He formed mankind in his image, first Adam, then Eve, placing them in the perfect Garden of Eden. God gave them one command, not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But when tempted by the serpent, they disobeyed, and sin entered the world, bringing separation from God. Even in judgment, God showed mercy, promising redemption for mankind. The story continues with the spread of humanity and the increasing wickedness of the world. God chose Noah, a man of faith, to build an ark and preserve life during a great flood. After the waters receded, God established a covenant with Noah, symbolized by the rainbow, promising never to flood the earth again. God's plan of redemption narrowed to one man, Abraham. Called to leave his homeland, Abraham obeyed, trusting God's promise to make him the father of many nations. Through his faith, God made a covenant, promising that his descendants would inherit the land of Canaan. From Abraham came Isaac, then Jacob, later renamed Israel. Jacob's 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel. Among them, Joseph endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment, only to rise as a ruler in Egypt. His wisdom saved nations from famine, and he forgave his brothers, reuniting his family under God's plan. Genesis concludes with God's people settling in Egypt, setting the stage for their deliverance in Exodus. Through creation, sin, and redemption, Genesis reveals God's power, faithfulness, and the beginning of his relationship with mankind. It's not just the story of the past, it's the foundation of God's eternal promise. Summary of Genesis. Genesis, the book of beginnings. Genesis lays the foundation for the entire Bible. It opens with God creating the universe in 6 days, establishing humanity in his image and declaring all creation good. Adam and Eve's disobedience introduces sin into the world, leading to the fall and separation from God. The narrative unfolds with Noah and the flood, Abraham's call to be the father of many nations, and God's covenant of blessing and faithfulness. It follows Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, revealing God's plans through trials, faith, and forgiveness. The book ends with the family of Israel in Egypt, setting the stage for their deliverance in Exodus. Genesis is about beginnings, creation, sin, redemption, and God's promises. Genesis is the book of beginnings. It tells how God created the world, gave life to humanity, and declared his creation good. But when Adam and Eve disobeyed, sin entered the world, bringing separation from God. Yet Genesis is also a story of hope and promise. It introduces Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, men chosen by God to carry out his plans. From the flood to the covenant, from betrayal to forgiveness, Genesis shows God's faithfulness and sets the stage for his plan of redemption. Dive into Genesis and witness the start of God's relationship with humanity.